For either one of you guys, what did it take to pull this one out tonight?
Resiliency, grit. Took everything we had. Just possession by possession, just wearing them down, finding ways to win, getting the ball in his hands, getting the ball in Evan's hands, making plays, and getting stops. Defensively was the huge anchor to that, was just getting stops, getting rebounds, and then finding ways to score offensively. Wasn't our best night offensively, but I think that's what speaks volumes to getting this win, was we found a way. And that's our first time doing it on the road in the playoffs, and I think that's a really big, something we can build off of going forward in the playoffs.
Max, obviously there have been a lot of conversation about you picking up Cade full court, the toughness that you bring to this team and stuff like that. When you're in a playoff environment, like, what are you trying to summon within yourself?
Just trying to win the game. Whatever it takes. It's that simple. Just try to impact the game in any way possible. Try to help our team put our best foot forward to win.
James, you've said previously that the game will dictate what you need to do as far as the way you need to play, scoring, passing, stuff like that. What about this game told you that you needed to go get 30 tonight?
The game. Just literally how they were guarding us, what was working offensively, and opportunities to be aggressive. Don struggled a little bit offensively, but that's why he has a team and guys that, pick him up. Max came through, made some big shots. Dennis came in, played extremely well. So this is a team effort, And tonight was one of those nights where, we found something and I was aggressive.
What did those final plays from Evan at the end of regulation to tie the game up? What can something like that do for a player like him that is still on an ascension?
Just boost his confidence to another level. Like, he already has, he's versatile. He can, protect the rim. He can, generate steals. He can do a little bit of everything defensively and offensively. You see him knock down a big shot, get to the basket, make some, big free throws. So I think when an opportunity presents itself, he's available. And tonight he came up, big time for us.
Just James, obviously the first two games here didn't go, statistically, personally, for your liking. Just kind of, what do you think has flipped for you? Why do you feel like you've gotten more comfortable as this series is looked at least more comfortable as the series has gone on?
This is new for me. So we keep talking about, I've only been here 2.5 months. You know what I mean? So the things that we were going through is all new. So learning how to be, a second option and feed and play off Donovan. When to be aggressive. When he has it going. Last game, second half, he did some things that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. You know what I mean? So it's and he's capable of doing that every single game. So, finding when to be aggressive, when to be a playmaker, and things like that. So, and then offensively, finding what works for us. For me to be successful, to get guys, shots and open looks. So it all comes together, and I think we're building in the right direction. And throughout that process, there's going to be some, times where, we don't look as great. But I think overall, we all got the right mindset of wanting to help each other be better. And, I think we're finding that as of lately.
James, how do you describe what Max does for the entire group with the way he plays?
I don't know if there's necessarily one word, but, one night he might have 5 points, but I think the things that he's doing, doesn't necessarily show up on a stat sheet, across the board. I think from even last series, this series, picking up guys full court, wearing them out, obviously that takes a toll on your body as well, but, he finds another level to be out there, to go out there and compete at a high level and then, turn around offensively and make shots. So, he's a guy that you can, plug and play anywhere, and he's going to be effective in the game, and he showed up big time tonight.
And with 24 seconds left, he went to the free throw line. And I'm sure you'd like to make them both, but it seemed like a moment. It seemed like a moment of resilience that you ended up with the ball. It took time off the clock. And obviously you made another one. What were you seeing during that play, and just kind of what ran through your mind?
I don't know. Luck, maybe. I don't know. You got to make your free throws. Shoot 97% from the free throw line. You got to make your free throws. feel like it was a few things or a few opportunities that I missed, whether it's free throws, floaters, shots, whatever the case may be. But it's a part of the game. But just having the right mindset, the right intent, throughout the course of the entire game, trusting the process, and then, up into that final buzzer. So just trying to be even keel and do the right things necessary to win.
Max, Kenny, well, first of all, as you know, over the last couple of years since you've been here, one of the questions about this team has been, can you guys match up physically? Can you handle physicality? And Kenny said that you and James are two of the people who are kind of answering that question or changing the answer. So for you, when you were out, did you add muscle weight, especially up top? And was there something that you changed, like mentally? What's that?
You're saying I look bigger?
I do think you look bigger. I think you look like the Pistons.
Huh?
I think you look like they got a bunch of big guys. I think you look like them.
Take that as a compliment.
Yeah. Was there something
I did not. No, I mean, you were out so long, all you do is lift. I mean, anything I could do to stay active. When you can't be on the court, you can't walk for 3 months. It's like, well, how can I get better? And found ways to be in the weight room. I am strong. I feel like I've always been strong, though. I take pride in that. And it was preparing for moments like this. I knew that I was going to come back this season. I knew that this team was good enough to make a run. And I was just preparing myself, preparing my body, preparing my mind for these moments to be the best player that I could be to help us win.
And then for you, James, I know you've been in these situations a million times. You're in overtime, you're at the line, and the opposing crowd is chanting F James Harden.
They were?
I was wondering if you caught that, and then if you heard it, what it would be like, because you made both free throws while they were saying that.
That's the ultimate respect, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't really.
Thank you.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say.
Max, I know James has only been here for a few months, but today you guys had optional shoot around and you both were here getting extra work in to ensure that your bodies were prepared. What have you seen from behind the scenes of how James Harden prepares and how that can help him be prepared for a fourth quarter performance?
Pro is pro. He shows up every single day. He puts amount of work in. You don't become one of the best players the game has ever seen without showing up every single day. I think that's one thing that I've noticed from him is the consistency, whether that's in the weight room, whether that's in taking care of your body, whether that's in getting shots up. He's a Hall of Famer in that regard, and that's why he is who he is, because he consistently puts in the work.
And James, you mentioned that you've only been here for a few months, but obviously the Cavs had some fans travel to be a part of this road series. And have you been able to kind of take in how much they mean to this organization?
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. It's like a real family. From just the organization and then the city. Like everybody's connected, and you can feel that. So I'm just happy and excited to be a part of this organization and the direction that they're going. And give me the opportunity. I'm gonna try to take full advantage of it, but definitely see how well connected the organization and the city are. They're all literally one whole family, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of. Yeah.
All right. So Cavs obviously still keeping it pretty locked in, knowing they could close this out. But now, how does Detroit respond after losing this pivotal game on their home floor? Chris, you said this is a big loss for them.
I'll be curious. I want to see if their confidence is shaken, if it's fractured, because this was a game that they let off of. And the Cleveland Cavaliers, now they have home court advantage and able to close this out. And one more thing I want to talk about real quick. In the regulation, we talked about it. Asar Thompson made a huge defensive play at the end of regulation on Donovan Mitchell, slapped the ball up Donovan Mitchell's hands, got the ball, and he was tripped by Jared Allen. It was about a second, 2 seconds, maybe a little under 2 seconds left on the clock. Tony Brothers is right there. No call. So,
Coach was not happy